When it was released on February 23, 2010, Deadly Premonition received little fanfare and tepid critical reaction. Which is no surprise with the game being as poorly reviewed as it was. It could have been that the graphics failed to impress, the combat is fairly stiff, or perhaps reviewers weren't expecting very much from a $20 budget title and never gave the game a chance to change their preconceptions. It did, however, give reviewers a chance to get out their sharpest knives.
Deadly Premonition is the definition of a system seller. Once you play it, you'll want to go sell your system. Deadly Premonition is trying too hard, a sin which prevents it from even being good camp. Deadly Premonition lacks in so many areas that it's hard to recommend it even to the more forgiving gamer.
Even more positive reviews, like Eurogamer's 7 out of 10, called it
rambling and incoherent.
Given this horrible early reception from critics, it seemed Deadly Premonition was destined to end up as little more than piled copies in the $5 bargain bin, until it gradually faded from memory. Even Swery, the game's writer and director, who fought a long and hard battle to get the game completed, began to wonder if his 6-year fight to even get the game published was even worth it.
I spent 6 years pushing past all these problems, and then soon after we released, I saw these first very negative reviews. I was shocked. I thought that the people who had tried to cancel the game might have been right.
Fortuitously, the tide of history turned in the game's favor when prominent critics, won over by the game's charms, rallied to the game's defense. Jim Sterling, at the time working for Destructoid, gave the game a glowing review, despite its glaring technical flaws, and wound up awarding it a perfect score.
This game is so bad, it's not just become good. It's pretty close to perfect.
The startling gulf between IGN and Destructoid's review scores soon piqued greater interest with those previously unaware of the game's existence. The disconnect even inspired the crew from Giantbomb to make Deadly Premonition the subject of their popular endurance run video series in April 2010, which helped the game amass a huge online following.
Hey, Vinny.
What are you doing today?
I don't know. I was just kind of hanging around, not really doing much of anything.
We got this game, Deadly Premonition. I was thinking maybe, since we might not play through it on our own time, maybe we should sit here and play through it and record the whole thing.
What?
Like we would endure the game for a while.
Why would...
People might be interested.
Don't you remember the last time we did this?
No. What are you talking about? You mean the 7 months of my life that I can't remember?
All right, fine. I will watch you play Deadly Premonition.
I've got the controller, reunited, second tour, endurance run.
While it normally takes divisive pieces of media years or even decades to find their audience, Deadly Premonition's turnaround from easily dismissed oddity to beloved cult classic took just a few months.
It's the best open-world, third-person, survival horror, action-adventure game I've ever played.
You can kind of walk around town and peek in windows and just watch people doing their everyday life activities. That's really creepy, and that's awesome.
This is a game from a very creative, visionary director from Japan, and I'm honestly super excited to see what he does next.
He brews his creations with a funky, fishy flavor, and it percolates straight from his heart.
By the end of 2010, Deadly Premonition was already well regarded enough to make a splash when it was time to consider the year's best games. It won several year-end awards, including Game of the Year from GameCritics.com, Most Surprisingly Good Game from GameSpot, Best Worst Game from Games Radar, and Best Cult Game from Gamasutra. The critical debate over Deadly Premonition has never ceased completely. Re-releases on PS3 and PC opened up new fronts for discussion. Even now, with all the technical issues undercutting the launch of the Switch version, Some still question whether Deadly Premonition is a title worthy of revisiting with a sequel a decade later. Those negative voices are much less prominent this time around, however, as Deadly Premonition has, over the course of the decade, cemented its position as one of the most unique and brilliant games ever released. This video has been a presentation of Deadly Premonition Archives. Join us back here for some more Deadly Premonition content, and thanks for watching.